Daily math concept is on your way again. We need to continue our lesson on quadratic equations. In our last class, we proved the quadratic formula using the completing the squares method. Today, we are going to solve quadratic equations by completing the squares method. Yes, that method we use to prove the quadratic formula, the almighty formula. We are going to use that same method to solve a couple of quadratic equations. I believe you are going to enjoy this class. Just get your writing materials. Okay, let's look at the first example today. The question says solve x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. As you can see, we are required to use the completing the squares method to solve this problem. So it is not enough to just know the factorization method or the formula method. You need to know all the methods of solving quadratic equation so that anytime you are restricted to a particular method, you will not be stranded. Okay, let's look at the solution to this beautiful question. All right, we have x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. If you have seen my video on the proof of the quadratic formula, you see the steps we followed in proving the formula. So same steps will be followed in solving this particular equation by completing the squares method. As you know, the first step is to take the constant to the right hand side. All right, as you can see, the left hand side is x squared minus 5x and the right hand side is what? Minus 6. Now guys, the next step is to make the left hand side a perfect square trinomial. How do we do that? We do that by multiplying the coefficient of x, okay, by half. As you can see, minus 5 is the coefficient of x. So we multiply it by half, then we square our result to get 25 over 4, as you can see. So what to do next is to add this 25 over 4 to both sides of the equation, and that gives us x squared minus 5x plus 25 over 4 equal to minus 6 plus 25 over 4. At this point, the left hand side is already a perfect square trinomial. Okay, we are making progress. Now the next thing is to factorize the left hand side, and there's a very simple way of factorizing every perfect square trinomials. How do we do that? We just take the square root of the extreme terms, okay? We take the root of x squared and also the root of what? 25 over 4. Then we maintain the sign of the middle term, okay? Then we square everything. That gives us x minus 5 over 2 all squared. This is just the simplest way of factorizing any perfect square trinomial, okay? Take the root of the first term, which is x squared, then take the root of the last term, which is what? 25 over 4, which gives us what? 5 over 2. Then you maintain the sign of the middle term. You have minus here, you maintain the sign. Then you square everything. Okay, as you can see, if you expand this expression, we are getting back x squared minus 5x plus 25 over 4. I hope that's very clear enough. Then we proceed to simplify the right hand side. Okay, 4 times minus 6 is what? Minus 24. Then minus 24 plus 25 over 4 returns 1 over 4. Okay, we simply took the LCM of the right hand side and we simplified to get 1 over 4. It's very, very simple. Okay, don't forget we are solving for x. We're trying to get the value of x. So we have to take the square root of both sides, and that gives us x minus 5 over 2 equal to plus or minus square root of 1 over 4. All right? The square root of x minus 5 all over 2 all squared is just x minus 5 over 2. Of course, you know, square cancels square root. All right? And vice versa. Okay, so let's proceed. At this point, we have x minus 5 over 2 equal to plus or minus square root of 1 over 4. So we take the root of 1 over 4 to get 1 over 2. As you can see, 1 is a perfect square. 4 is also a perfect square. So root of 1 is 1 and the root of 4 is 2. They will maintain our plus and minus. So we have x minus 5 over 2 equal to plus or minus 1 over 2. Alright, since we are solving for x, we just need to make x the subject of the formula. So minus 5 over 2 needs to cross to the right hand side, and if that happens, minus 5 over 2 becomes a positive 5 over 2. So we have x equals to 5 over 2 plus half, or x equals to 5 over 2 minus half. As you can see, we have distributed this plus or minus. Okay, all right. So we just have to take the LCM of the fraction. Of course, the LCM is 2 for both values of x. Okay, all right. So we have x equals to 6 over 2, or x equals to 4 over 2. Therefore, the solution to this quadratic equation is x equals to 3 or 2. If you use any other method, you are still going to get the same answer. So guys, this is the completing the squares method. It is very, very simple. Okay, let's look at the second example for today. We are asked to solve 4x squared minus 16x plus 15 equal to 0 by completing the squares method. Okay, let's look at the solution as usual. We have 4x squared minus 16x plus 15. Yes, my viewer, I'll be asking you questions here. Okay, what is the first step? Yes, the first step is to take the constant to the right hand side. So what's the next step? The next step is to make the coefficient of x squared 1. Okay, we can't just continue with this 4 as the coefficient of x squared. So we just have to divide both sides of the equation by 4 so that the coefficient of x squared will become what? 1. So that's our second step. Always observe this step whenever the quotient of x squared is not 1. Okay, so if we do that, we'll have x squared minus 4x equal to minus 15 over 4. All right, we proceed by making the left hand side a perfect square trinomial. How do we do that? We multiply the coefficient of x by what? Half. And as you can see, minus 4 is the quotient of x. So we multiply it by half to get minus 4 over 2, which gives us minus 2. Then we square our result to get plus 4. Then we add plus 4 to both sides of the equation. Okay, as you can see, our left hand side has already become a perfect square trinomial, and we factorize the left hand side to get x minus 2 all squared. Take the square root of the extreme terms. Okay, the root of x squared is what? X. The root of 4 is 2. Then we maintain the sign of the middle term. Then we square everything. Okay, this is just a very simple way of factorizing any perfect square trinomial. Then we'll simplify the right hand side. We just find the LCM. Okay, 4 times 4 is 16. Then minus 15 plus 4 is 1. Then we'll have 1 over 4 as our right hand side. What do we do next? We take the square root of both sides, okay, to have x minus 2 equal to plus or minus root of 1 over 4, and that gives us plus or minus 1 over 2. Okay, we know we are looking for x. We have to make x the subject of the formula. So we have x equals to plus 2, okay, plus half. Of course, minus 2 crossing to the right hand side becomes plus 2. So we have 2 plus half, or 2 minus half, and that gives us x equals to 4 plus 1 over 2, or x equals to 4 minus 1 over 2. 4 plus 1 over 2 is what? 5 over 2. And 4 minus 1 over 2 is what? 3 over 2. Therefore, the solution to this quadratic equation is x equal to 5 over 2 or 3 over 2. Alright, like I said earlier, if you employ any other method, you still get the same answer. Okay, if you employ graphical method or formula method or factorization method, you still get the same answer. Okay, so you just have to know all the method of solving quadratic equations. And as you can see, this method is not, it's not ambiguous, it's very, very simple. All right, I'm going to give you two questions to solve using the completing the squares method. I call it do it yourself. You have two questions. Solve these simple questions and drop your answers in the comment section. I will go through it and give you a feedback. I believe you got value for your time. My dear viewer, I would like you to promote this channel. Nelima's concept needs to go viral. Just like this video by clicking on the like button. Also, drop comments. Let us know your thoughts about our content. And finally, share this video. We need to reach wider audience. Thank you. We're going to come your way again with another interesting lesson. You can't wait. Bye for now.